Today I want to give a little bit of my take on canned pickup lines and why you definitely shouldn't be using canned pickup lines at all, and how it in fact does the opposite. It handicaps you so that you can never really progress and get good at pickup. But before we kick it off, I'm Dave, and this channel is dedicated to giving you no BS, novel dating advice for the modern man. Check out my website, top link in the description. You can also follow me on Telegram as well. So canned lines. I guess if you're an absolute newbie and you have no idea what to say, because a lot of guys, they get fixated on the opener. What should I say when I just open? They have a lot of trouble with this aspect of it in the very beginning, but after you've done quite a few approaches and you've been in it for quite a long time, it's not quite an issue anymore after a while. Maybe use a few canned lines in the beginning, but I'll throw them away as soon as possible, and here's why. Because this is kind of an art. It's not really this you can copy paste some lines and then it's going to work for you. It doesn't really work that way, because you come across robotic, and this is why a lot of guys, they talk about like autism in pickup communities. A lot of guys that like these canned lines, they're on the spectrum somewhere. It's because they think that there is a robotic way to have a conversation. But the funny thing is, when those same guys, they speak to another guy, they're relaxed, they're not threatened by the guy, they're not scared, they're not worried in any way, shape or form when they're talking to a guy. They don't use canned lines on other guys, but they feel that using canned lines on girls that they approach is a good idea. It doesn't really make sense, if you know what I mean. That's one aspect of it. The main aspect is, when you are using canned lines, you're stuck within a rigid box of, you're stuck within a framework of canned lines that it's hard to get out of after a while, and you'll build bad habits around that. It's hard for you to get to an advanced level by using canned lines, because if you think about it, if everybody's using the same canned lines, then everyone should be able to get to an advanced level easy, in theory. But is that really the case? Is it really a form of memory, where people just memorize every scenario and every possible canned line? That you can't really just robotically, like artificial intelligence, create a conversation. It has to happen kind of organically, and you will show your own personality in each conversation. I do see a lot of infields out there where the openers and the structure is so rigid that they all kind of look the same, to be honest. And this is kind of a byproduct of guys believing that canned lines work. You do have to show your own personality. Also, think about it this way. If you're a girl that gets approached once and this guy uses a bunch of canned lines, some other guy that's watched the same video giving him advice on what type of canned lines to use, another guy will go and approach the exact same girl with the same canned lines. After a while, she'll start seeing everybody as the same, especially if there's a bunch of people learning pickup in her area. And so every time she goes out and some guy approaches her, uses the same line, she's going to start to click. This is also a reason why the pickup community gets such a bad reputation, is because of these canned sort of structures and spammy sort of ways of doing things. And I totally understand when guys are new and they embarrass themselves. That's perfectly okay. You got to fail forward, right? You got to make a lot of mistakes moving forward. But to give everybody the same structure doesn't really make sense, and you can't really get to an advanced level if you are constantly just repeating the same lines, because then anybody else can come and use the same lines, right? So you're stuck within a framework that you can't get out of. You can't really show your own personality. The girl that you approach, there's a possibility that someone else has used the same lines on her, and you come across very robotic and like there's something wrong with you. So these are my main points why you shouldn't be using canned lines, and I hope that makes sense. Hopefully I've convinced you guys. Well, at least the guys that follow me. Most of the community still believes in canned lines. I don't fully understand why. But yeah, if you want to learn how to do things a little bit more naturally, go to my website and sign up to do some coaching with myself. I'll see you guys in the next video.